Hi guys, I'm back again for what is it's June now, so a May reading wrap up. It's late once again. I'm using a microphone today, which is new. It was from my cousin, so we're trying it out. I don't know if this is where you want me or if this is where you want me. Also, I could put it here, but I like to hold it. Honestly, I like to hold it. So these are the books that I read in May. You know how it goes. Anyone on BookTube knows how this goes. There is only three books that I read this month, unfortunately, not as much as I would want, but there's three. Honestly, they were all good. I enjoyed them all, and I'm going to talk about them, tell you what they were about if you haven't heard of them. Although they're all pretty like mainstream, popular books, all newer releases. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about them, so let's get into it. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do enjoy the video, I will ask you to hit the like button and subscribe if you like to hear me talking. And comment, of course. Of course, comment because I just want to hear what you have to say. Of course. In order. The first book that I read this month, I spoke about this a bit in my past video. Not past video, I think it was the last wrap up. It's Funny Story by Emily Henry. I did mention it because I started reading it in that month, but I did read it through most of May. So this is about these two characters. I believe her name is Daphne, and his is, I think it's Miles? Miles. Miles and Daphne. They both get dumped, and so it leads them to each other. And so what happens is a funny story, I guess, but it's really filled with deep, meaningful topics. It's not a very funny story, it's actually quite deep, but the whole premise of it, of them meeting because they both got dumped and becoming roommates because they both got dumped and doing everything together because they both got dumped and becoming close in that way is quite funny and it's very cool. And Emily Henry hits it out the park again. I give this a 4 or 5 stars. I feel like if I cannot remember, then it was a 4. I think it was a 4 stars, just because I didn't have that 5 star feeling. For me, this is going to be embarrassing if I look at Goodreads and see that I gave it 5. Did I give it 5? Anyways, very romantic, fun. I think I gave it a 4 stars because it felt like 4 stars. Yeah, Emily Henry always writes good books from what I can see. I've read 3 of her books. I love her. Very easy to read. Perfect escapism. Creative. Great writing. I love Emily Henry. And the characters usually have great banter. So this was really fun. The book that I read after that is also a new release, and this is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is not actually new, but it's relatively new. It's kind of, I don't remember when it came out, but it came out this year. And this is about a vampire and a werewolf. The werewolf is called Lo, and the vampire is called Misery. She is sent into Were territory to uphold a peacekeeping alliance, and Misery and Lo form a connection. Like it's kind of forbidden romance, enemies to lovers type of thing. Very cool, so sexy. Um, the characters were great. They were fun. The story was it was interesting. It wasn't very captivating, but it was fun. It's a vampire and a werewolf. It was fun. That's all I can really say about it. I gave it 4 stars. If you like vampires, read it. If you like werewolves, read it. There's really like nothing crazy about what I'm saying right now. It's very it's got lots of politics. The setting is pretty cool. The cast by the end is pretty cool. It's not remarkable, but it's enjoyable. It's escapism and it's sexy. So, and for that, I would recommend. If you like smut, I would recommend. Although it is kind of a slow burn, I think it comes around 200 something page mark where it actually gets to something. So if that's not something you like, then don't endure it. But otherwise, I would recommend it. And also, I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if it's Fairy Loot, but it's a special edition of this book. That cover is so cool with them like looking like real people on the cover. Then the final book that I read this month, well not this month, in May, was The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. This is by far the best book that I read that whole month. This was a 5 stars. This is the first book in a duology, and it's about Rune. Did I just get that name wrong? No, no, no. It's about Rune, and she is known as the Crimson Moth, which basically means that she is the witch of all witches. She goes on missions to rescue witches from witch hunters. She is a witch that's hiding in plain sight. Nobody knows she's a witch, but she is very much a witch, and it's very forbidden in her land. And what this is forbidden romance to the maximum. Is Rune falls in love with her best friend's brother. His name is Gideon, I think. I don't know where I'm getting his name. His name is Gideon, and it's witch X witch hunter romance. So there is so much tension. It took a while for them to finally like break down the boundaries to let each other in. But once they did, it was really good. The tension was good. The spice was good. It started off very much like both of them were trying to get information out of each other. So she was trying to court him just to get information out of him and use him for info to free this witch that she is trying to find. And she knows that he is high up in the ranks of witch hunters, like a general type. Um, and so she's trying to court him for that. And he is trying to get with her because his friend says, well, suspects that Rune is the Crimson Moth, which she is right. And in order to get that information, he has to figure out if she is the Crimson Moth by getting close to her and like reading the signs. It was really good. It was really good. At the beginning, I was kind of iffy. I was like, oh, this writing's not remarkable. But then going on, the action at the end, everything just blew up. There was a tragedy at the end. There was tons of magic, which is right up my alley. Right up my alley. An intense magic scene. The setting was just all over the place. There were revelations. There were plot twists. And the ending sets you up perfectly for the next book, which is great because it leaves you just that right amount of excited for the follow up, but not like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have read this until that one was out. Not a cliffhanger, just a perfect setup, and we know exactly what we're going into. So, overall, this was great. I highly, highly, highly recommend this for anybody who likes witches, magic, a pretty FMC, and a bad boy. It was really, really good. One other thing I want to mention that was super cool about this was that the magic in this operates on blood. The fresher the blood, the more potent the magic. The way you use the blood comes into play for the magic. If you use it from someone else without consent, there's repercussions and blah blah blah. It was really, really cool. I found it very interesting. There's explanations of spells at the beginning of some of the chapters. This cover is beautiful. I highly recommend this book. I think that it's very worth your time. Yeah. So those are the 3 books that I read this month. Um, like I said, not as much as I wanted, but 3 is 3. It's better than 0. And I'm happy with them. At least they weren't all like terrible reads, which is obviously a bonus and a win. I am reading a new book at the moment because while I'm filming this, it's the 10th of June, so this is very, very late. I plan to read a bit more this month. I may or may not be reading a book currently to prepare for the new release that's about to come out. I'm going to try to do more reading this month. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you pick up out of any one of these books The Crimson Moth, because that was my favorite out of the whole month. Out of all these 3, it's the most worth your time, in my opinion. Thank you for watching. I'll see you very soon with another video. And please comment down below if you like the way the microphone sounds, or if it's too buggy or like shifty and glitchy. Just let me know, because then I just won't bring it back. Whatever you say is what goes. Yeah, just let me know. Thank you for watching.